This is TomoNews for Wednesday, November 29th. The DPRK is back to testing missiles. After a 74-day hiatus, North Korea has test-launched another ballistic missile, which some believe is possibly its most powerful one yet. An intercontinental ballistic missile was launched from PYONGSONG early Wednesday, reportedly flying on a lofted trajectory and reaching a maximum height of 4,500 kilometers. The missile flew nearly 1,000 kilometers for approximately 53 minutes before landing off the coast of Aomori within Japan's exclusive economic zone. Two previous ICBMs test launched this year traveled a shorter distance, flying for 37 minutes on July 4th and 47 minutes on July 28th. Had the missile flown on a standard trajectory, experts say it would have a range of more than 13,000 kilometers, enough to reach Washington, D.C. and the rest of the continental U.S. and even Europe or Australia. South Korea responded to the launch by conducting its own missile test off the country's east coast. Japan detected radio signals on Tuesday suggesting the North might be preparing for a ballistic missile test, and the government has since condemned the launch. Google fixed its terrible hamburger emoji. Things are finally back to normal in the Googleverse after Google updated its abomination of a hamburger emoji. Some person who has clearly never eaten a cheeseburger was in charge of the emoji where the cheese was placed under the patty. Luckily, the burger got a proper facelift with the release of Android 8.1. The cheese is now on top of the patty where it belongs. The Google monstrosity was first brought to light over the Twitter sphere in a tweet with over 51,000 likes and 25,000 retweets. Google's cafeteria even got in on the action by offering Android burgers with the cheese below the burger. Yuck! They also made some other emoji tweaks like an updated filled beer stein as opposed to one half full, and a new cheese emoji with more realistic holes. Bungie backs out of livestream event amid gamer rage. AAA game developer Bungie have reportedly cancelled a livestream event for Destiny 2 following outrage at the revelation of some hush-hush gameplay mechanics. Reportedly, Bungie admitted to having created an unseen system that throttled players' experience points in Destiny 2 while still displaying it as normal. In Destiny 2, experience points, or XP, let gamers level up and become more powerful. The limit is level 20 in Destiny 2, but they can still earn XP and engrams, an in-game currency that lets them buy new stuff for their character. Bungie scrapped the hidden system, but now experience required for level ups has more or less doubled. Engrams can also be paid for with real-world cash, so some speculate this is Bungie's way of getting gamers to spend more money on the $60 game. This ticked off gamers even further, and as such, Bungie canceled a livestream event that was supposed to detail an expansion pack about the game. Instead, gamers will get a Bungie blog post explaining Destiny 2's future. World's first astrocat is getting a statue. Meowtastic. Before people were sent into space, several countries were already using animals to test and understand how the lack of gravity in space could affect human astronauts. In 1963, a cat in France became the first cat to travel in space and return safely. To celebrate her contribution, a Kickstarter campaign was set up by Matthew Sergigui to crowdfund the budget to build a bronze statue for Felicette, the astrocat. There are different stories about how Felicette, the fluffy pioneer, was recruited by France's space agency. Regardless, she and 13 other cats were later put in the space training program. Due to her calm nature during a series of training, Felicette was picked to be the astrocat to blast off from Earth. Cutting through the atmosphere and into space, Felicette's rocket reached a height of 157 kilometers. Felicette's trip in weightless space lasted 5 minutes. Her capsule then parachuted back down to Earth, where she later rendezvoused with the recovery team. The whole operation was 13 minutes long. After the space journey, Felicette was taken to the space agency's lab for further study, where she unfortunately was put to sleep so scientists could study the electrodes that were planted in her brain. In the name of science, Felicette and many other animals have contributed greatly to spaceflight, although the participation was against their will. Since her flight, European and U.S. space agencies have stopped sending animals into space, as the practice was considered unethical and more advanced technology became available to mankind. The campaign for Felicette received about $57,000 to get the project going. Famed animal sculptor Gil Parker has also agreed to help build the statue for Felicette. Guy's preferred site for where the statue will stand is Felicette's hometown in Paris. Bitcoin going bonkers, but when will it burst? Bitcoin has been on an absolute tear this year after passing 9,000 and is currently closing in on the 10 grand mark. Analysts say the Chicago Mercantile Exchange's decision to launch Bitcoin futures has fueled buying in December. The value of the 16.7 million Bitcoin units in circulation now exceeds 160 billion US dollars, which means the digital currency's market cap is greater than IBM, Disney, or Mickey D's. The cryptocurrency shows no signs of slowing. Not only are retail investors jumping in, but hedge funds have even started including Bitcoin in their portfolios. Many also warned that Bitcoin's meteoric rise will soon come to an abrupt end and pop like many other speculative bubbles before it. Sure, but when?